All right, in this section of the course, we're going to dive into great detail about your resume or CV and how to really present them and how to develop them in a great manner to help you, be noticed, be interviewed, and really sell yourself and really help match up to those job positions so you can get hired. Very, very critical, your resume or CV. By the way, I have students in I think I'm up to 200 some countries now. It's just a crazy number. I'm so blessed with that. Thank you for being my student wherever you live. My friends in America, of course, they're thinking about what in the world is a CV? They have no idea. Now, if you're in Europe or other places of the world, you're like, yeah, I know it. That's what we use. We use CVs. If you're in the United Kingdom, you're using a CV. Even in America, if you're in education, like higher education, you might be using a CV. So don't worry about that. We're going to have a quick little lesson coming up next about, what's the difference between a resume and a CV. And if it doesn't matter to you or whatever, feel free to skip that one. But if you're interested, that's coming up next. Now with either document though, which is really talking about you as it really represents you, this document, one thing to really keep in mind as we get into this section is to always remember throughout the section as we build this resume and CV to be really effective for you is the goal. What is the goal of the resume or CV? There is a specific goal for you. And by the way, it's not that you send up a resume and all of a sudden somebody gives you a job off that. I've never heard of that. Maybe it happens, but that's not the goal. The goal of a resume, CV, and how you write it is to get to that next step. And that next step is an interview. It's all part of your documentation things, and all that leads to is to try to get to an interview. Because it's an interview, and we have a whole big section of the course on interviews with all sorts of interview questions to prepare you for your interview. That's coming up too. That's a great part of the course. But with that, I understand the resume CV is to get you that interview. So we want to write to that. We want to write compelling resumes and CVs, and we want to give people reasons to look at you closer, to look at you stand out, and to say, I want to interview this person because they look terrific, and I think they'll be a great fit for our company, and I want to learn more about them. So as we go through this part, just remember the goal is to set up an interview. All right, so let's take a look. Well, what is the difference between a resume and CV? And feel free again to skip that part if you want.